You clicked on the video, which means we are here to listen. Frank Ribery has been named in the Epstein files. I have the document loaded up right here. I'll show you guys the document pulled straight from the Department of Justice, the United States DOJ. You guys, I have the document here to show you guys. We're going to talk about Ribery. We're going to go through every instance his name is mentioned in this document, but Ribery is in the Epstein files. That is true. I'm not saying he did anything suspicious, innocent until proven guilty. We'll go through the document, some questionable things being said about Ribery, but no indication that he's done anything illegal or anything. Just because you're in the Epstein files doesn't mean you've gone and done things with what, doing what with who. It does not mean that. But with today in today's age, guys, the way the world works, people, you're guilty until you're proven innocent. That's how things work. Unfortunately, even though our judicial systems tell us that you're innocent until proven guilty, the world doesn't operate like that. Social media doesn't operate like that. Outside of the judicial system, you are guilty until proven innocent. Even if you're in these Epstein files, for example, Joe Rogan is in the Epstein files, but it was because he denied to meet Jeffrey Epstein. But just having your name associated with the Epstein files is just not a good look. But he is innocent until proven guilty, but he also is in the Epstein files. I'm going to show you guys right now in the document. When I saw this news drop, man, I mean, you guys, that's Robin, that's Mueller, you guys, that's Ribery right there. You probably can't tell, but that's Ribery scoring a goal on young Jan Sommer circa 2015-2016 season. That's Ribery right there. Man is on my wall. Man is one of my idolos, my idols, my goats. So this was disturbing news. Let's just start with it. So a couple days ago, Bayern Munich legend Frank Ribery named in the Epstein files. The FC Bayern legend was mentioned by the name of one of the accusers. Ugh. The United States Department of Justice released millions of documents. By the way, is my face in the way? Okay, you can still see. The United States DOJ released millions of documents in the Jeffrey Epstein case, blah, 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 blah. Within those files by the US DOJ, Bayern Munich legend Frank Ribery was referenced. The relevant document can be found at this link. I clicked on this link. It took me to the DOJ website, and I have the document loaded. We will look at the document right now. It should be noted that within the files, many of the names mentioned have not been accused of wrongdoing or charged with any crimes. Exactly, guys. Just because you're in the Epstein files doesn't mean you went to the island, did you know what with underage people, you know who. It does not mean that. It should be noted. Blah, 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 blah. This was originally discovered and posted on Reddit's r/soccer by user LilG55. Shout out Lil G. You can view the discussion here. Don't care. Anyway, the following are the excerpts in the document. So, a bunch of redacted stuff. In redacted, around the redacted, Frank Ribery tried to beat me. And you guys, I will go and show you guys on the actual document where these are so you know that this is in the document. This is no bullshit. I redacted around the redacted. Frank Ribery tried to beat me when I was in my garden and had obtained my number and my address. Policemen from redacted encircled him and brought him back to this car. So the context of this excerpt is that it's an underage girl speaking about how Ribery tried to go and beat her. So not a good look. Not a good look all of a sudden. I'm surprised to have seen the arrival of the prostitution circuit in redacted from my redacted years, for I had finally freed myself from my predator of progenitor, and I had at last found my mother after years of separation. Blah, 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 blah. Also on page 26 of this file, I recall that Sylvain Cormier is the lawyer of Karim Benzema, former international of France. Around January-February 2002, Sylvain Cormier was hired redacted in his capacity as trainee lawyer. His face was telling me something, but I couldn't put it back. A few years before, he had beaten his ex-companion before me in a place of entertainment, and I advised her to file a complaint. And then he arrived with Frank Ribery and judicial police of Versailles arrived because he asked for 14-year-old girls to be brought to him. Anyway, so just some of the excerpts from the Epstein files. There's some more here, but I want to listen. Ribery is innocent until proven guilty. Don't get that mistaken. I will reiterate that again. If Ribery was found to be guilty, say an investigation goes in and this man is found to be guilty, would I be surprised? Would I be surprised? Remember, this happened. This was like 12 years ago. Okay? Water under the rug. No one talks about it, but this happened. This is the BBC, man. This is the BBC. This is a thing. This happened. This was a court hearing. This went to court. This went to everything. This was settled. But this had happened. But the title, trial of a prostitute. But what kind of prostitute? Bayern Munich winger Ribery, 30 years old at the time, and Real Madrid striker Benzema, 26 at the time, deny knowingly paying for sex with Zahia Dehar while she was under 18. Underage. And I remember this news years ago, but I was young. I didn't give a shit. I'm like, whatever. Boo-hoo. But we come back 12 years later. Mans is in the Epstein files, which we will get to right now. I will show you the file. He's in the Epstein files for underage bullcrap. And he already has somewhat of a history in regards to these matters. So, am I shocked Ribery's in the files? Yes. Would I be shocked if he's found guilty? Yes. Would I be surprised if he was found guilty? I can't sit here and tell you I would honestly be 100% surprised. Or even 100% shocked. Because there is history here. There is history. There's history. And if we go back to this article, they actually talk about it here. They talk about how there was an incident with him and Karim Benzema. Yeah, down here, sorry. In an unrelated event in 2010, Ribery was among 4 players to be indicted for soliciting of an underage prostitute. In 2014, French courts dropped the charges against Ribery and Benzema. So this had happened in 2010. Anyway, you guys want to get to the Epstein file. Let's go to the Epstein file. Here we are at the Epstein file. And actually, let me do something here. Let's, how do I close this sidebar? Like that. Okay. So we're at the Epstein file. Let me just get my face out of the way. Like this. You guys, I know how to work my own studio. Okay. I want to Command F this document. I'm going to search for Ribery's name. I don't think you guys could see it, but Ribery's name pops up 6 times. Okay? There is one right there. Page 24. I will also see Benjamin Biolay arrive around 2013, Catherine's former son-in-law, Deneuve, then in front of my home, blank, 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 Frank Ribery, followed by police. He's in this document not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times. No, not 5 times, but 6 times. His name pops up 6 times. And again, back to as I was explaining, you don't want to be associated with these files, even if you did nothing wrong. Just the fact that your name is in them, that your name is associated with them, It's not a good look for you. This is how the real world works now. This is how social media works. You're guilty until innocent. You're guilty until innocent. Here on this sixth instance, something about Ribery said he knew the Spice Girl, so Victoria Beckham. Another one. I saw approaching me after my majority around blank and subsequent years, such as Frank Ribery, his membership in the world of prostitution is not more to prove. Through his speen, Sylvain Cormier, criminal lawyer, I was beaten by the latter. He said, "It's Frank asking me to do this." Oh, a seventh time, sorry. A seventh time. He's mentioned here. He, Frank, man. Frank, what are you doing? Frank, stop. Stop. Inner Ribery tried to beat me. Listen. Listen, man. I just want to come on here. I didn't even have like a coherent thing to talk about. I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know I saw this. This is under review. We in the FC Bayern München community understand this has happened. We understand that he is in the files. Does this affect his legacy at Bayern? No, not now. I'm a kind of guy that can separate the art from the artist. That's if you're innocent. If you're guilty, Frank, and we know you have the history. There was the thing that happened that just got swept on the rug, the courts, whatever, 14, 16 years ago. And now there's this. You beating up an underage girl, you asking for 14-year-old girl for PROSTIUTION for that reason? You wanted to do you know what with underage you know who? Yeah, man. Ribery, man. Ribery. You're staying on my wall. You are. But it's wild. It's wild. He can't be the only footballer on there, right? Like Benzema. Benzema has to be in there for sure. Come on. Like someone, one of the Mendy's from France. I don't know. I've been thinking about this the last day and a half. Like, how does this affect my view on Ribery? It doesn't. Because you're innocent until proven guilty. But that's just not how the world sees you. If my name popped up in the Epstein files, my friends and family would start looking at me weird. Even if I popped up in the Epstein files and it talked about how I met Jeffrey Epstein and I beat him up because I learned about his horrible nature and I gave him a wedgie and stuck his head in a toilet, people would still see that my name is in the Epstein files, not read it with context and assume this guy's a PDF file. This guy's a PDF. So for Ribery, I don't think, I don't know. I don't know. And last thing, I forgot to share this. His lawyer came out and basically said, "This is fake news. I will take action in my capacity as Mr. Ribery's lawyer and implement all necessary legal proceedings to punish those responsible for this fake news." Right here. This is fake news. I will take action in my capacity as Mr. Ribery's lawyer and implement all necessary legal proceedings to punish those responsible for this fake news, which is an attack on the dignity of my client and his family. And he's had this lawyer, this lawyer, Brusa Carlo Alberto. He's been Ribery's lawyer for even that for that Karim Benzema stuff going on 16 years ago. He was his lawyer back then. So this is Ribery's boy. So we'll see if any defamation lawsuits come of this against the people accusing Ribery. I don't know who he would go after. Do they go after the guy from Reddit that brought it up on the r/soccer, Little G or whatever his name was? I don't know what you do. That statement doesn't really make sense to me. The fact is, his name was in the Epstein files, and some guy on Reddit just brought it to people's attention, and then it turned into a headline. So what's the play here for Ribery's lawyer? I don't know. I think it's a reactionary statement. I don't know who are you gonna sue? The people reporting this? If you look at the people reporting this news, they are just stating that Ribery's in the Epstein files, which is a fact. I just showed you it's a fact. On 6, 7 different occasions does he get brought up in that Epstein file document. By the way, I don't think I showed it, but in case you want proof that this is an actual Epstein file, go up to the top. Um, all this redacted information, U.S. Department of Justice, Washington D.C., blah blah blah. Subject: it's an Epstein file. Okay, right here, middle of the document, top of the document, middle of this page. There it is. So we'll see what comes of this. We'll see what comes of this. Hopefully, I don't have to make another video talking about his guilt, him being guilty. You know, at the end of the day, you guys in the United States here, people, half this country is trying to wipe. The government is trying to get us to forget about the Epstein files and act like they didn't happen. Do I think anything's gonna happen to Ribery? No. Do I think his lawyer is gonna end up suing anyone or taking legal action against anyone? No. It's a hot headline right now, but in a week, everyone's just gonna forget, and people will just joke about it on the side once in a while. Oh, Ribery, the PDF, you mean? The guy on the Epstein files? Which is disappointing because Ribery is not just some guy on the Epstein files. He's one of the best dribblers the game has ever seen. He's a top 10 winger of all time. He's an FC Bayern Munich legend. He is my GOAT. One of my GOATs, you know. He's up there. He's up there. So I just came on here to yap about it a bit. That's all I really want to talk about. Like the video. Let me know what let me know in the comments, like, what are your thoughts on this? Do you believe he's innocent until proven guilty? Like, how would this affect his Bayern legacy? Can Bayern fans separate the art from the artist? Can we? Or should all Bayern fans turn on Ribery? For me, innocent until proven guilty. So he's still my boy. He's still my boy. He's still my boy, man. Ribery. It's been your boy Hokage. A little bit of a yap session, not a coherent video, but it's bro. We got to talk about this stuff. We got to. This is life. That's life. That's life. All the people say we're riding high in April, shot down in May, and I know I'm gonna change my tune when I'm back on top in June. I say that's life, that's life. Yeah, a little bit of that Frank Sinatra. Your boy got those pipes, Wesley pipes. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.